25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Farmers are making a cry for help before it's too late. Countless farmers gathered to speak to representatives of Arkansas leaders to share the urgency that something needs to be done about the current state of farming. Jake Tester was at the meeting and now joins us in the studio with more. Jake.
Many farmers spoke up at the meeting, and the message was straightforward. They need help, and they need it now.
Mr. Trump, you looked at me, sir, and you said, I love you. Mr. Trump, I need to see the fruit of your love.
Farmers in crisis align way out the door of the Woods Chapel Baptist Church in Brooklyn as hundreds of farmers from not only Northeast Arkansas, but from across the state came to voice their concerns about the current state of farming. Representatives from U.S. Congressman Rick Crawford, U.S. Senator Tom Cotton, and U.S. Senator John Boozman's offices were in attendance to hear those concerns. Among those farmers in attendance was a farmer in Woodruff County, Chris King. He told me this was his 39th harvest, and he has never seen it as bad as this.
And I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on.
For King, the main problem starts with the fact that they can't sell for profit.
I just would like to see somebody help us get our markets back. We need our exports, and we just need to be paid for what we do. And that's not happening. And we're in real trouble.
But that is not the only issue. King's wife, Melissa King, and farmer in Biggers, Arkansas, Scott Brown, said they are struggling to afford the cost that is needed just to take care of the farm.
The prices that we're getting now are prices like they were when we were children, and what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now. I mean, the price of a combine when we were kids was, in the 20,000s, and now it's 100,000.
I farm 800 acres by myself. I can't afford any help. I farm with paid-for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old, and I can't hardly make this deal work. How's the guys farming 5 and 10,000 with 20 hands and $1 million combines and $1 million drills going to make it work?
But for Brown, there is something that rounds out all the issues that they are facing: the tariffs.
I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm. When you try to sell a product, okay, U.S. soybeans leaving New Orleans without the tariff to China are cheaper than Brazilian soybeans at the current market. But when you put the tariff on top of them, Brazilian beans are cheaper.
So how can this be fixed?
In the short term, they have no choice but to mail us a check. I don't know a farmer that likes the check program. Nobody wants to take taxpayer dollars, but nobody wants to go broke. Nobody wants to lose everything. Long term, we have to have options, markets, and places to sell our product.
Now those representatives in attendance will be taking these concerns they heard to Washington, D.C. to share with the government leaders so they can try and find a way to solve this problem before it's too late. Reporting in the studio, Jake Tester, K8 News.
Jake, thank you. Northeast Arkansas representatives of Senator Boozman, Tom Cotton, and Representative Crawford released the following statement saying in part, quote, "These reforms and investments, once implemented, will help address economic challenges and natural disasters to preserve family farms. Our delegation will continue to work closely with them, state leaders, and the Trump administration to help address their concerns and protect Arkansas's farming heritage and outlook," end quote.
Breaking news out of Arkansas. Farmers are out here begging for handouts. Yeah, you heard that right. The same farmers who used to say, "Pull yourself up by your bootstraps," are now in line asking for government help. Let's talk about it. See, here is the thing. For years, these farmers have been living off subsidies, tax breaks, and protections, but they still like to talk about hard work and independence. Now that times are tough, they are the ones crying for handouts. Isn't that ironic? But let's be real. Farming is not easy. Whether economy, trade wars, global market, these things hit hard. When crops fail or prices drop, people suffer. We all suffer. Yeah, families, small towns, the whole community. So yes, they need support. But here is the bigger issue: when black communities, poor communities, or regular working folks ask for help, they get called lazy. Yeah, they get told, stop begging, get a job, take care of yourself. Yet when certain groups struggle, suddenly it's okay to ask the government for money. Wow, that's the double standard. Yeah, that's the double standard. This news from Arkansas is a wake-up call. It's kinda a wake-up call. It shows that no matter who you are, at some point you need help. You will need help. Nobody is truly self-made. And maybe now, the same people who mocked others for needing help will understand what it feels like. Let's take a look at some comments. Someone said, nobody wants to take taxpayer money, but nobody wants to go broke. Who would be amazing if you applied that logic to people who need unemployment benefits, SNAP, Medicaid, and other social safety net programs to keep them from going broke when circumstances turn against them. No bailout, guys. You voted for this. Another one said, most of these farmers voted for him. You deserve what you get. Another one said, don't worry, the corporations that buy your foreclosed farms will figure things out. Here is another comment. They still would never blame Trump and will vote for him again if the chance presented. Someone also said, put your red hat back on and pull yourself up by your bootstraps. No handouts. This one also said, turns out racism is pretty expensive. Oh my God. Yeah, this is true. Racism is pretty expensive. This black farmer said, black farmer here, surviving without government assistance and subsidies that we never got. Support your local black farmer. I'm working with 8.6 acres and trying to feed my community. Please, please support this farmer. He needs your help. Yeah, so what do you think? What do you think about this situation? Should these farmers get these handouts? Or is this just another case of FAFO, finding out the hard way after years of looking down on others? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear what you think. And don't forget, please, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next reaction. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the love and support. I will catch you in the next episode. Bye.